over to you.
All right. How many people have ridden one of those bikes in town? Ooh, hey. Okay.
Yeah.
You have two? Right on. How many people who can tell me a place where you can find a bike like that?
The main library.
Main library, awesome. Yeah, that's Burns Park. Get a sticker. You got one with another one. UWL. Hey, yep. Good one. You got
Portland, Oregon.
where are dirt bikes? Any other station in town that you could think of? There's a big park downtown right on the water. Riverside Park. Yeah, Riverside Park. Want to stick for a helmet? Sure. I got some more by that table too. You're welcome to. Yeah, well, I'm glad you've seen the bikes around. I'm glad a few of you have had a chance to ride them. You can see some of the sponsors that are involved in making this project possible. We're a little different in town as much as maybe how many people have like ridden a line bike or a spin bike or a scooter or something like that. Those for-profit organizations have a little different model than we do. Ours is community-based. So sponsors are here to make that possible. They really are subsidizing the use of this type of transportation to make sure that we're making our community more livable, more bike-friendly, more pedestrian-friendly, and try and move the needle on improving our infrastructure in our community to make it, well, let's just say more attractive, right? More safe, more fun. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about that. If my clicker didn't disappear too far, but here it is. So you can see we have sort of 5 partners across neighborhoods, the county, the city, Pure by Bike, and then Wrench and Roll is our service sponsor. And we know how much bikes are a financial driver and an economic driver in communities. I mean, it's just amazing how much that changed in like the last decade, right? We're all very well aware of that. And then micromobility is another one of those things that's become really a part of our transportation system. We're seeing it changing so rapidly in other communities. We're not really trying to reinvent the wheel with bike share here. We're just trying to keep up with the other communities where they offer it. When people are looking for places to live or stay, we want to make sure to have this option available in our community. The bike share was here because of a feasibility study by pioneering organizations like you see up here, Gunderson, the Cross Area Planning Commission, Logistics Health, 36 Mayo, the YMCA. They said, hey, we want to plan for this. We don't want to just sort of let Spin come in and tell us how to run the show. We want to do it for ourselves. And so from that, we identified where all the central areas for bike use would be, where we had some gaps in infrastructure to make sure that we could have safe riding conditions for bikes like this. Then we phased out plans for what that would look like, right? All that just to put a couple bike racks in and some bicycles. Isn't that kind of crazy? So you get a sense of really what has gone into making this possible. But really, we have lofty goals. We want to contribute to that vibrancy, the flexibility of our transportation options. We'd like to address congestion. We know we're going to use this most at peak times in summer when it's busiest and people are traveling around. And just make it safe. So we get to these many destinations in the community. So we've got lots of different letters of support to make this possible, but ultimately this is sort of our goal. To be a part of that transportation network, something easy to use and affordable, not just residents, but also community visitors. And we want to encourage people to use bike share. How many people would consider themselves an avid biker? You go biking a lot?
I mean, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, what are you gonna say?
No, I don't know if avid is the right word, but
Yeah. You have a bike? How many people have a bike at home? Keep your hands raised. How many people have a bike at home that they ride a lot? Okay, right? Bike share might be for those people whose hands went down, right? And I'm imagining you experience a lot of barriers. Why don't you ride your bike a lot? Who's got a reason why they don't ride their bike a lot? Weather?
the other things.
Yeah, time, right? Who loves just maintaining their bike? Who's really good at that? Yeah, right. Nobody. So we offer a service that can maybe address some of those barriers. And I tell people, some of our biggest critics of bike share are often like the biggest bikers, and I tell them it's not for you anyway. It's for people who maybe want to start biking for the first time or want to be able to bike occasionally. And if we can move the needle on their behavior pattern, then maybe we can introduce something new into their lives that will make a big difference overall and over time. Introducing the micromobility in a small town like this, it's a little bit easier. We have a big population of people who are newly educated and young like yourselves. So that's really why we want to make this project successful. These are our different sponsors and partners. We are adding Mayo on, thanks actually. this next year, and then we have at least 4 other sponsors that we're working with. That we hope to reveal soon. This was last year's program bicycle. We did a lot of different programs. We added 2 new sites. That was located at UWL and at Henderson, and then they'll be in there too. Probably can't read a lot of this, but just to give you an idea, we had 2,000 rides last year. And 51 members. Members get a special discounted rate. If you look at that flyer on your, I guess it doesn't have the membership pricing. I'll get to that in a little bit. Actually, it does on the bottom. You get unlimited 30-minute rides. No, actually, you get unlimited 60-minute rides. We just introduced that increase to our plan. So if you become a member at that rate, you can ride the bike for an hour, lock it up, and it's just all included in your membership. So really, you can use it pretty frequently. So this is some of the things that we're trying to do to help with addressing some of the environmental concerns that transportation can't address. 1,000 miles of ridden, 43,000 calories. I wish the world came out of 434 tons of CO2 reduced as opposed to a car that would have been driven. So it gives you a sense of some of the things that we're doing. These statistics aren't really that helpful to see. We had 2,000 total rides. I mentioned that before. You can see what our usage is. Riverside North was our most popular location. And then about equal for the others. This past year, actually, UWL is our highest location. So that's really interesting. In fact, Riverside, some of these have kind of level out a little bit more now that we've introduced the project and people are seeing it and knowing to kind of count on this use of transportation. I mentioned these 2 outline locations that you in Henderson. You can see where Mayo is approximately looking at. These are other locations we hope to add this year. With festival foods, the west side of UWL, the YMCA. So, we like to be at events. We like to be at all the great things that are going on. We like Beer by Bike's a sponsor. We also have special plans for Beer by Bike. So if you go down to Beer by Bike and you want to have a bike, you just take one of ours. And then instead of putting it on your car and driving it down towards the main. If you grab one of those flyers in the back, there's a free ride promo code. Once you download the app, you can enter that under the plan section. You get your first ride free. We know that if you try it the first time, you're more likely to use it again. So I hope you get a chance to take extras from the back table if you have friends and family or coworkers you think might want to use that. And if you think you might, you're the kind of person that if I buy that membership, then I'll use it more often, then I encourage you to sign up as a member. Or even if you just want to be a supporter of bike share in the community and believe in the kind of things that we're trying to do to improve this community through bike share, then just become a member for that reason alone. Our bikes are great. They're really, you can go check it out for yourself. They're very well maintained. They're very robust. They're super comfortable. They have a wide range of adjustability and sizes, a bell, adjustable seat, 3 speeds. They've got a nice big basket to throw, I don't know, your Colliner 12-pack in or groceries. Everything is Bluetooth enabled through your phone. It's amazing how much we're teaching technology to some people, and we're happy to pick up the phone and help people through that. But usually it just takes, yeah, you laugh. And when I get the call at 9:59 on Friday, and I was but we really don't mind. It's fun. It's actually easy. And so it's pretty rewarding to help people through it. All the information you need is really on the bike rack or on the sign that's at the station. We explicitly tell people do not ride bikes in the downtown area. You'll all be happy to know. Because it's against the law in the city of La Crosse. And yeah, no riding on sidewalks in the downtown area. Yeah.
You can ride downtown.
Oh, did I not say sidewalk? I missed that important detail. No riding downtown.
Definitely ride downtown.
No riding. You'll fly. So I'm out of time, but if anyone had a quick question or two that you thought other people might want to ask, I bet I'd be able to squeeze it in. Yeah. We can use all the bikes in the winter. We can store them, yeah, and we'll take out some of the racks too, if it's like a snow storage area or something like that. The city parks department's really good at helping us with that.
Seems like bike theft seems to be some kind of like problem here in lacrosse.
Yeah, we're lucky. We've got a cable as well as the lot bike, and as you can see, it's a pretty visible feature, so police are really good at helping us identify and locate. So we've had one bike disappear at this point this year.
One,
Last year at this time, we had 6, but we didn't have the cable, and that's helped a lot. We budget for about 5. There's like a little cable on the side of the bike that you plug in and wrap around. We also have GPS on the bikes
oh, I didn't.
and a lot of other things that can help us. So that makes a big difference. You know, they ride well, so they would be attracted to steel, but people are really good about locking them up. Works well. Yep. It's actually now a 60-minute ride, so if you become a member at one of those races during that period of time, you could ride a bike for an hour and return to a station, and it would be all included. So that is just $1 for every 30 minutes. Yeah, it's just, it's meant to
If
be
you
really
remember, it's
affordable.
$1 an hour.
Yeah, what's that?
But if you remember, it's $1 an hour.
Yeah, if you're a member, it's $1 an hour, or if you're a member of a sponsorship group and you sign up with your email address, like it's Ashley for mail, she gets half off of everything. Yeah. So if you think this might be something that your organization is interested in helping sponsor, or you know of anyone you think might be interested in sponsoring, let me know. I do have some of that information there. We'd love to put stations at other locations that might be of use. But I can see I'm getting the book. So if you have any other questions, you might want to ask me at the table. Thank you so much for inviting me, and hope you have a great night.
Well, thank you, Jacob. I know, it's a neat thing. I tried it. I figured out the app and I didn't crash and the bike was very comfortable. I was, so it was great. If you're not a huge biker like me, it's a great way to go. So. Already did that. We're recording. Good. Just a reminder, if you're making announcements tonight, to come up here, so that those that are online can hear you and see you. All right, Stephanie, would you mind welcoming our guest tonight?
All right, so we have a couple returning guests who actually have pending applications now. So we have Emma Booth. Let's just like have people ask a question.
Maybe just give where they're from, or if they're from a business or.
Okay. So yeah, Emma, do you want to tell us what you're all about?
Do I have to get up to say what I'm all about?
Please, okay.
Can I get up? Kind of repeat that. I am all about Mayo Clinic right now. It's boards on Saturday to be a registered nurse.
And then we have Tyler. Tell us where you work.
Yeah, so I work at United Financial Advisors in Holden, Wisconsin. I live in Alaska currently. Yeah,
Sweet, welcome back.
thanks.
And then we have a first-time visitor, Kathy Miller. Where's Kathy Miller? Over there. You have to stand up because you have to introduce yourself.
There's the mic over here.
Just project your voice. Okay.
Hi, I'm Kathy Miller. I'm the Bond with a D Development Director at the Parenting Place. I live in LaCrosse for about 2 years and absolutely love it here. Went to college at UW and then just got stuck here because it's an amazing place. I'm excited to learn more about Rotary After Hours, and thank you for being so welcoming. Thank you.
All right, and then we have Alex.
Hello,
Tell us what brings you to visit us today.
I'm Alex. I'm Margarita's significant other, so big brothers, big sisters, sort of in a weird way, but that's all. I'm pretty basic. That's all.
We have Birdie in the back who belongs to Rachel.
Daniel's my guardian.
think, is that everybody? Yeah, all right. Thank you, Stephanie.
Yes, welcome. All right, do we have anyone on virtually?
Yes, we have Liz, Laura, Justin, and Dustin.
I could prove. Well, welcome everybody online. All right, just a reminder, we have Rachel. She is our new member. She was approved at our last board meeting earlier this month. And I think we have a couple applications too that we'll review in September. So that's exciting. August birthdays. Liz, you had a birthday earlier this month, and Margarita, Laura, you said she's on. Danny, myself, Eileen's birthday is tonight. I think she's doing some fun stuff camping. And then Ben is later this month. Happy birthday. And you. And then anniversaries. I don't know why I keep looking up there. We have Brian, 5 years, Kichi, 2 years, Stephanie, 2 years, Person 1, and then 0 1. So glad you guys joined the club. Service announcements. Do one of you want to do it? I can do it. All right, we have some upcoming service events. This Friday is the Rice Pantry event. I think we have 10 to 12 people signed up. I know a couple of you asked if you could stop in. It is a 3-hour event from 10:30 to 1:30. So yes, you can stop by over your lunch hour or whatever to help out. We will be loading cars with bags of rice. So we've got a number of like really strong people, so that'll be great. They have started this, event at the beginning of COVID to distribute rice to the Hmong community. And there will also be like fresh veggies and those types of things that they'll be loading up into cars as well. As everyone knows, Sleep in Heavenly Peace was our Shark Tank winner, so that will be on September 10th. 9 a.m. to noon. I think staff has been promoting it. We need a bunch of volunteers, so bring your friends, bring your family, bring your neighbors, anybody.
Schools also.
I think they have everything. I think they have everything. They said it's provided. I think everything's provided. I believe there's also food. Yeah, I believe it's at Timbers, and I think that they are providing lunch. So it should be good there.
Just assembling the beds to
Yes.
I think it's, I assume it's cutting them, like they have everything and then assembling them, and then they put like a varnish on it and doing that, so. Yeah, all the things.
We need 50 people, so everybody, you know,
5-0.
5-0.
Yeah.
So very fun.
Yeah. And I don't know if there's like an age limit. I assume kids of a certain age can come, but I don't know. We need to check on that.
We give people the day off and come, they can come. We don't have to
Yeah.
sign them up.
Yes.
Right.
I think Steph has a Facebook link and she's asking the public to come, so it's open to the public, it's open to the club, so.
Yes, there is also a Club Runner event, so you can sign up on Club Runner, which might be useful so that we know who to expect. You can sign up your guests as well, so that they'll show up, so that we have a head count. Then we have mobile meals September 19th through the 25th. As you all know, that's 10:45 a.m. You pick up your meals at Mayo Clinic, deliver them around town. Usually takes about an hour and a half. We have committed to Oktoberfest, Saturday, October 1st from 6 to 11 p.m. We need 15 volunteers this time, not 30. So a little bit more doable. This is it. We get money for it. We get money for it. We get $600 plus tips. And last year we made a ton.
We make a ton of money in tips, we just gotta get some tip jars ready for them.
Yeah. Well,
Or use it pictures or whatever, we can put money, because people are like handing us money, like, oh, yeah.
yeah. We have Oh, okay. Yeah. We should put like our. And then Brad, do you want to talk about Allie's shoe drive?
Oh, you put that up there. didn't you? So my daughter Allison, she has started a shoe drive to collect 5,000 pairs of shoes to donate to It's a fund that provides her the access to a overseas, I guess, youth event where she goes to Africa and helps with school age kids in this orphanage, and I don't know the details, but no, if anybody's got any extra shoes,
Like
we're willing to pick them up. She's got 2 bunch of sites at the Cooley.
Kids shoes?
Any shoes, as long as they don't have holes in them or wore out, they need to be shoes that somebody can wear. And they go through all the shoes and reposition them. The more shoes she gets, the more money she gets. And she gets paid by the pound for the shoes, is how they pay her. So my basement has got a pile of 1,000 shoes, pairs of shoes in it right now. She was on channel 19 here the other night and she got a really good response to that. I was pretty surprised by that. And so if anybody's got not old shoes, but slightly worn shoes that they don't use anymore, we gladly take them and I'll pick them up if we need to pick them up. So
I was to say, if people bring them here.
you can bring them here. Or let me know, you can drop them off at the Lost Island Winery in Alaska or the Cooley Buffalo Service Garage as a pickup site. So
Very good.
thank you.
Thank you. The last ones on here that I have not told Caitlin about, so I apologize, came out of question today, but Vaca was here earlier, I think in July, they did a presentation and they have their soup soup kickoff, I think it's cook-off, my bad. November 12th, and Aaron Miller is excited and he wants to enter a soup in the cook-off. So if you are interested in helping with that, you can call or email him or text him. His phone number is there. He'll be at a meeting. I think he won't be at the next one, but he'll be at the one in September too. So
Yes,
He
he reached out to me already. He wants to get more people involved and maybe have a cook-off to
Oh, my God.
to let everybody experience the soup and get feedback, and then we'd go to the competition with the soup. So.
That's back up.
Bikers against child abuse.
Thanks,
There you go.
James.
there you go.
It's really fun.
These sites.
Bikers like
Not like,
No.
like tough,
bikers.
They wear leather jackets.
yeah.
That's sweet.
Not tight shorts.
Also.
Very good. Any other service questions or anything? All right, really quickly, save the date. We already talked about it. Sleep and Heavenly Peace Mini Masters is also fast approaching. So Steph is very desperate for sponsors, raffle items, and teams. So if you can help with any of those, if you want to follow up with sponsors, or if you have some ideas, or if you can get a raffle basket together, contact Steph Klein. She is in Club Runner, or you can contact me and I can get you in touch with her. Also teams, it's 4 people, they play mini golf and they get a t-shirt and I believe it's $100 per team. So.
We know this to the other clubs and see if they would donate raffle baskets.
That's a good idea. We are gonna connect or contact them about participating, so.
Or raffle baskets, or
Okay, I will do that. Thank you. All right. And there is stuff out on Club Runner and Facebook and all of our ways of getting information out, so feel free to check that out. Social announcements, I guess that would probably be me too. We have youth exchange students at Moon Tunes on Thursday night, so 2 nights from tonight, all the exchange students are gonna be there except our exchange student. Mari, she might be joining us tonight. She's from Japan and she is on the tennis team. So right now she's playing in Marshfield. So she'll be heading back, but I heard she's doing pretty well, winning some games and has made some connections with the tennis team, which is awesome. So
So that's why she's not gonna be here.
that's why she's not here right now and she will not be there Thursday night either. So, but there will be other exchange students there. So feel free to stop by and say hi.
I'm a little confused with that event. Do you need us to actually work at it?
No, it's just more of like a social. You can come and say hi. They'll have a tent.
So there'll be a tent and it's an opportunity to meet the other exchange students and the other host families for, there's 6 students in the area. So a lot of people, since we have 3 host families for each student, so a lot of opportunity to meet the people supporting youth exchange.
So there's nothing you have to do other than stop by and say hello. And then ladies and guys night. Sierra, do you want to talk about ladies night?
Yeah, there's like 8 of us coming, it'll be fun, just over on Facebook, we've got everything,
Spencer, any
Yeah, I
updates?
just need to head now, so it's gonna be at, we're gonna do whiskey tasting with preseason games on. I just need that, it's gonna be at, sorry. The old season by the lake, Bill building. So we'll have a nice patio area of TVs. And I just need to head out, we're having, I'm doing, having a catered by a close friend. So we'll have a whole bunch of like sliders and stuff.
Very good. All right, so let Spencer know if you're going to guys' night. Let Sierra know if you're going to girls' night or ladies' night. Thank you both for hosting. All right, any other announcements? No. All right, we already did your cycle. So today we have vocationals. We have Colin, Larry, and Margarita doing their vocationals. So I don't remember who's first, so we're gonna find out. All you.
Cool. I'm on the clock. All right.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Cullen. I think I know most people at this point. If we're ever like outside of this and I see you and don't immediately recognize you, that's pretty on point for me. So just remind me, because I love like connecting the dots. But yes, I know him. So I am originally from Texas. I'm originally from Texas. I grew up in Houston my whole life. I went to school at Texas A&M for my undergrad in chemistry and music. Then I moved all the way to South Carolina for my master's in orchestral conducting, and then moved again after a couple years all the way to Phoenix, Arizona, where I lived for about 4 years while I did my doctoral degree in stick waving and orchestral conducting. So if you, yeah, so I got a lot of like hand independence. If you ever need to know how to wave sticks efficiently at large groups of people, I got you covered. Currently, I've lived in La Crosse for about 4 years. I work at Viterbo and their grad admissions team. Basically, anybody that's interested in any of our graduate business degrees, I'm basically the first point of contact, our servant leadership programs, stuff like that. I also work at Winona State in the spring and fall semesters as their director of orchestras. So I kind of fell into my job at Viterbo happily, but my background and training is all music based. I've taught at I think every university or college in the area. I have basically taught at, with the exception of St. Mary's. Haven't gotten there yet. But I'm even starting to teach at Viterbo halfway through this semester. So that's kind of my thing. I'm pretty new to Rotary. I had like a vague knowledge of what Rotary was. But I'm definitely not new to service. I grew up in Boy Scouts, was really involved in volunteer work and nonprofit work through all the different places that I've lived. But it's been really fun getting involved in Rotary. I did it to really make community connections at first, but as soon as I got here and just started talking to people and realizing how many connections there were and ways to give back to this community that I've really kind of adopted and grown to love over the last 4 years has been a really cool experience. So I love getting to do this. I'm a diehard Texas A&M fan, specifically with football. College football is really the only, that and professional tennis are really the only 2 sports that I've ever been able to get into. So if you ever want to talk about college football or random tennis matches, again, I got you covered. So outside of like my normal day-to-day jobs, I found a couple of years ago, we got our nonprofit status literally the day that the city shut down from COVID. But I founded a professional chamber orchestra and nonprofit group called the Driftless Urban Orchestra, where I'm their artistic director and currently board president and treasurer. So we're kind of like trying to build out things right now. But we're specifically trying to get out and shine a spotlight on traditionally underrepresented composers alongside the like kind of powerhouse composers in classical music that we see. So that's kind of like my big passion project right now. If anybody's super interested in music or anything like that, let me know. The bottom picture is me conducting my group at Winona State. I love getting to work with those students out there. I always call them kids, but in hindsight, that's super weird because they're like actually adults. And then that's another picture of me fully masked at one of our first concerts that we did with them. So that's been a real blast to do. I started at Winona last year and really kind of just dove in headfirst to that group, which has been super fun. So obviously music is a huge part of my life. But when I'm not doing music stuff, I've got a family. Most of you have met the newest member of our family when I was here a couple of weeks ago. Noah just turned 5 months, and he is just really fun. Killian is our 3.5, well, almost 4. Wow, that's weird. Killian is our 4-year-old son. And he loves being a big brother, and currently he's obsessed with this little stuffed bat that we got him whenever we visited Mammoth Cave. That is Binoculars the bat, and I promised him that I would mention exactly who Binoculars was. Then there is Zoe the Beagle, who we got 6 months before 6 months before my wife got pregnant with Killian. We decided it was a great idea to adopt a beagle, which in hindsight, again, not the smartest time, but she's like the best big sister ever. And then we have 2 cats. Finn is the tuxedo cat and Nala is the tabby cat there. So kind of a full house that we have going on. Then just for fun, I am a huge nerd. I love really all things that fall under that huge umbrella. I've gotten into the Magic the Gathering card game recently. Super cool. If you haven't ever tried it, you definitely should. Star Wars, just I love everything about it. It's the best. But video games, board games are like huge in our family. So really any kind of board game, we're always looking to find new people to play board games and stuff with. We also love to go camping. So this past, over the summer, we took a 10-day road trip and went from here to Indiana Dunes National Park, down to Mammoth Cave National Park, and then to Great Smoky Mountains National Park, all in the car with at that time, 4-month-old, 3.5-month-old, and a 3.5-year-old. And it rained 75% of the time we were tent camping. So that was just quite an adventure. So yeah, that's kind of, that's me.
What was that yellow thing with the bats?
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. I love to bake. It's usually stress-induced baking. But I got on like a real big cake baking kick a while back. So that was like my Halloween cake from a while back. And I got to learn how to pipe bats out of chocolate and stick them on a cake. It was super fun.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Questions?
Are you bringing cake the next time?
I should. It's always hard that like I bake these big giant cakes and then we get burnt out like halfway through and then it's like a slog to the finish. So I'll have to bring it here the next time I have one. Oh yeah, so trombone is my primary instrument. And I haven't played it since my son was born, because that's about where our timeline is at with free time these days.
Yeah, I was gonna ask the duo group,
Yeah.
do they have a season that I mean, is it, or do they rehearse and play year round?
So yeah, we're the timeline keeps getting pushed back. But we're going to announce our upcoming season pretty quick. And our season's probably gonna consist of 2 to 3 main concerts at different spots around town. It just depends on the kind of funding and sponsorships that we end up wrangling up, but in a perfect world, it's gonna be a 15 to 25 person chamber orchestra, so quite a bit smaller than the Lacrosse Symphony, if you've ever been to any of their concerts. So we're a little bit more flexible, can fit in some kind of non-traditional spaces. We want to get into like bars and, you know, all different kinds of venues from around town to really make people aware that this kind of music is still exists and it's accessible and it's not something you have to be afraid of, and that it's not only dead people that write that kind of awesome music. So that's kind of what we're all about. Cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah. It's funny, you know, state farming and all that, but when it comes about me, I'm like, ugh. All right, so my name is Margarita Mercedes Licon. That is actually my name. It's very interesting, right? Okay, I am employed by Big Brothers. Oh, come on. Easy there, girl. All right, I am employed by Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Seven Rivers region. We work out of La Crosse. We have an office in Winona as well. We're a mentoring organization for at-risk youth, but we want to scratch that. It's pretty much for any youth that needs a big brother or big sister in their life. I was part of the organization as a kid. I was a little and a big, and now I'm an employee. So that's really cool, full circle, and trying to show kids, hey, the system does kind of work, and you know, maybe an obstacle course, but find things that really spark your interest and never give up on that passion. So that's my job there. I am the community engagement director, as well as juggling some other skills such as marketing and fundraising. My job helps members, something that involves the community. We're always looking for people from the community to share their skills, their passions with us and with the youth, to spark their interest and their passion and love for their community and their surroundings. So there is that. Family and cultural backgrounds. I am first generation Mexican and Native American, the youngest of 8. And the name Margarita, my mom wanted one after having me. And she realized, you know, having 8 kids, Mercedes was kind of out the door. So that's the middle name there. So my father, his name is Manuel Jose Icon II. My mom, Cecilia Andrea Vasquez. And I have about roughly, we can count 20 some nieces and nephews. So I love kids, always been around them. First in my family to go to college and receive an associate's degree. I am shy of a bachelor's degree, which this will segue into it. I went, here's all my background. Even elementary school, look at that. Sagartano Elementary, Fillmore Middle School, Fillmore Senior High School, Fillmore, California, that little region right there. And got you guys a map right there to show you. It is between LA and Santa Barbara. It's a beautiful greenery, surrounded by citrus all my life, oranges, avocados, lemons, Valencia oranges. If you ever had one, make your tongue slap your brain, they're good. And then, you know, we also were close by, Foxnard strawberries, they're also good. They had a strawberry festival. I went to Ventura Community College. I didn't think I was ever going to go to college with my background, and education was just, there's a lot of us. So going to college was just a huge opening for me, giving me the push to even push my education further to Humboldt State University, which is all the way northern California, pretty much almost the border going towards Oregon. Beautiful scenery, known for their redwoods and other stuff. Yeah, from Humboldt State, I was going there to become a nurse. I was trying to become a holistic nurse, but unfortunately there were state budget cuts and that didn't happen. So I ran away and joined the circus. And with that, it was a segue from it. I was in the Humboldt State marching band. Music's always been a part of my life. My forming name is Margaret Mercedes. Hey, didn't have to search hard for that one. I've been in several different groups, pet bands, communal bands, that play at like beer festivals in California, all up and down. Been in one of those, you pack up your suitcase, move to a city, you only have your backpack and your instrument, you're living in San Francisco and you're in a gypsy rock, old gypsy circus band. Did that, played on Beach Street Fair and had opportunities in California doing that. A lot of marching band background. I just love music and I love making music with my partner Alex. We played music together. He's a tap guitar playing. Let's see. Oh yeah, 10 years in the circus. Going from Humboldt State, they got the program. So then I joined the local circus that was a Humboldt Circus. Then there was Free Love Circus, Freedom Family Circus. With those 3 circuses, got me the opportunity to actually perform at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in 2012, where I actually lived in Scotland for 2 months. Amazing opportunity. Haggis is really good. If you never had it, try it, don't miss it. Also did Counts Without Borders, helped with fundraising and bringing awareness, pretty much bringing laughter to really intense areas. I think right now we are funding to go to a lot of our South America areas. So that's the next Counts Without Borders. But my background, I know sideshow, I know burlesque, I know juggling, I know music, and clowning, and much more, aerials, and yeah. Skills, what I can offer as a member and a person in society. I provide an interdisciplinary perspective. I will keep it real. Organizational skills, leadership, circus entertainment. So hey, you got a kid's birthday party. Culinary experience. I love cooking. I've had the pleasure of just working in restaurants and really awesome chefs. So have different approaches to flavors and different backgrounds of cultural food. I play multiple instruments, trumpet, clarinet, ukulele, guitar, 2 types of accordion, let's see, glockenspiel, piano, bass, cello, and a little bit of violin. Let's see, very artistic. I love making costumes, background stages. Pretty much jack of all trades and hopefully master of fun. Passion, my partner. I moved out here. You guys are lucky because I would never have been out here and even known about this place if it wasn't for Mr. Alex Toad. So he definitely keeps me motivated and keeps me straight sometimes. Because matter of fact, I mean, you guys know I have a gift of gab and I just am a little weirdo. So, things I love to do, I love dancing, I love music, I love food. You see that? That sounds good. Jambalaya right there. I make some pozole. If you guys don't know what pozole is, it is pork butt or pork shoulder that is cooked overnight to the point where it's like butter. It just melts in your mouth with some awesome chili broth with some hominy. You've had some cabbage, you put some onion, cilantro, some homemade tortillas. That's good. Things I like to do, kayaking as well, juggling. I also love teaching people how to juggle. Anybody can juggle, even if it's just 1 ball, 2 balls, 3 balls more.
who knows? We do it in life, so might as well, you know, it helps with your skills and especially left to right, get your muscles going. Let's see here. How you guys all helped me out? You guys have helped me feel a sense of community. I am new to the area. I don't know anybody, but now I do, thanks to y'all. And I have friends. That means a lot. Like a sense of belonging is something that means so much to me. You all have provided that. And that's something that being part of your organization, I want to give back and give that sense to people as well. So again, community awareness, friendship, it's what you guys do and something I would love to be a part of. Is that the beginning? The end? Beginning? I'd say it's the beginning. Thank you. Any questions? No, that's pretty much right.
How did you end up at Big Brothers Big Sisters with that background?
With that background, I mean, saw through Indeed, went through, just kind of told them, hey, I love this organization. I was part of it. I know it in and out. Don't let the circus fool you. You know, a lot of people laugh about it, but it takes a lot of work to run and operate a circus. It pretty much is a nonprofit until you make profit. So, yeah, between that, giving that kind of spiel and kind of breaking it out, saying, hey, I can do this. It's just requiring juggling different activities that you guys require me to do to make it happen. So, guess I sold them by that, and now I'm working there and serving the community, and hope to do more with y'all and myself and music.
I'm glad you're part of our club. You have a great energy and it's fun to be around you, hear your talk. So thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
What was your favorite type of performance in circus?
My favorite type of performance in circus would be sideshow. Especially some of you guys have witnessed my mental plots where I put a balloon through my nose and out my mouth. I just love the shock factor of I cracked your mind. I exposed you in this moment in time to something new, and you are going to share it or think about it, and you will never forget it. That's what I love, and that's what I want to continue to do. So, yeah. All right. Anyone else? Thank you.
Well, thank you, Margarita and Colin, and we have Larry up next. I just need to make a little,
Yeah.
Twice the energy, Larry.
Oh, what up?
PowerPoint.
yeah, but this isn't how. So I'm not sure.
Well, he could just click through it like that. And then it'll not. Or not. Where'd you put it?
So, I went and visited my and then.
Oh, no, you should be sorry.
Not on here, so I don't.
There's a, just general.
Brian.
Oh, I apologize for the delay there. My vocational is gonna be about hope and, about how you all help me to stay hopeful in the middle of, everything that's been going on in the world. So one way that I reconnect my hope is to think, about Irish music. And so, I'm just gonna quickly start by, singing something I do in the morning just to get going. So there are sober men aplenty and drunkards barely 20. There are men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. Give me a rambling rover, York me down to Dover. We will roam the country over and together we'll face the world. My family, my beautiful wife Missy, and our oldest Kate. Adam, Kate's in medical school at UW in Madison, doing rural medicine, looking into rural medicine. Adam is in law school at Iowa City, and then John, our Japanese studies senior at Michigan State, leaving next week for that. And we had a big event this summer where I got to walk my daughter up the aisle. Incredibly powerful experience. Suddenly feel those church doors open and to feel all the love coming at you, you know, from the people that are in the church. And this is our new member of the family, Mari, who we're going to introduce at the very end here, but she has been a delight. This was, she's a great cook and she likes to make Japanese cooking for us. So this was a Japanese breakfast that she made for us. And John felt like he was right back in Japan. So really a lot of fun. I have a job as a hospice medical director, and I know that can seem like kind of a bummer when I go to cocktail parties, people start moving away from me pretty quickly. There's actually a ton of full-heartedness in hospice work. You hear stories, there's no bullshit. There's not time for bullshit. So people tell me things that just blow me away every day and give me hope. I think if I were to say, what is it that I do in hospice? It's transforming hope all the time. How do we take whatever hopes you've had, and then how do we make new hopes for you? And I can tell you that invariably, people start thinking about, what are my relationships? Am I in the right relationship with people? Do I need stronger relationships with my friends, family? That's what, in your final days, you tend to really hope for. My son taught me this. Adam is a skier, and I was at the bottom of a hill in a really important race, just praying to God that he would do well, because he wanted to do well. He kept telling me, you know, I think this year, Dad, I worked so hard. I think I can be in the top, 30 within this race out in Colorado where they're racing against these kids from Aspen and Vail. And he comes over the head wall, and I realized that he's nowhere near top 30. And then I felt a little shift where, well, I was just hoping that, he was going to get down the hill, because we'd driven for 22 hours, long way. And darned if the next gate, he hits the next gate and there's a cloud of snow and he's down. And then the hope shifted to, well, I hope he's okay. And he got up and dusted himself off and started to ski down the hill. And as he passed me, there was this deep feeling of, oh my gosh, what am I going to do to help him with the disappointment of this. And the hope underneath that was, you don't have to do anything. You just have to be together as father and son. There doesn't have to be anything that happens. Just hang in there with whatever is here for us. It was such an important moment for me. I go back to it over and over again. I use it when I'm thinking about the people I'm serving and can they find their hope. Sometimes it's not what we do. It's just, can we be in whatever moment it is and just hang together, right? Really a profound moment for me. And then how do we deal with uncertainty within that? So the service here at Rotary has been amazing. It's been such a pleasure to work alongside you all and to have something that again, from an outside community where I didn't know even where to volunteer, but you make it so easy. And it's so fun to be at an event where we're all working side by side. And that is a great way for me to build up my, to kind of fill the tank so I can have my own hope. People need to see hope in my eyes, and that service that you do, the way you thoughtfully help the community time and time again. I challenge any other Rotary to do what you've been doing. Thank you for all the wholeheartedness. And then friendship. Again, I moved right about the pandemic, and this was a hard move. I've been working for 25 years in a community where I was kind of known as a doctor that had lots of great skills, and then all of a sudden I was nobody. And to come and meet you all, to have fun, like go to Larry Fest, which was just frickin', I don't know, it was the most fierce. I've never been to a music festival that was that fierce. I mean, it really was pretty amazing how Danny, who I met here, Danny Rathke and Eric were able to kind of shepherd me through that whole experience, and Mari did a great job meeting Bigfoot. For fun, I'm from the Upper Peninsula basically, and that fierce beauty, Lake Superior, you can only stay in it for about 15 minutes and then you drown. So you gotta respect it. I love cooking. It's my way of saying I love you, my family. I love New Orleans and polka music. And then being with Missy, we got down to Lafayette this last year and just heard some great, just ate great food, heard happy music. And then I have a group of friends that help me from Notre Dame, where I went to school. We go on big trips, like bike trips from Kansas City to St. Louis, like this trip here. We've been to Scotland to walk the West Highland Way. And so Dale and John Joe are remarkable friends. Not only have we all been to each other's weddings, but our parents have been to all of our weddings because they got to know each other so well. And now we're all committed to going to everyone. When our parents passed, we've been going to the funeral and committing to being together as brothers for that time. And so it's been a real powerful thing to have such close friends. So what brings my life meaning? Every day I need to remind myself, no matter how bad my day is, the person I'm serving would trade places with me in a minute. So I have to put that in perspective. I had a patient say to me that she bought something, a little saying for her wall that was said beyond blessed, because she felt it was such a deep and important time as she was taking care of her loved one who was dying. And she felt so blessed, even as there was a great deal of bittersweet character to it. I'm learning how to surrender. As I get older, I realize that in youth, you push through everything. And I'm starting to learn that sometimes I have to learn how to gracefully surrender to whatever's here in the moment. And so learning from Mother Nature, like at Larry Fest, boy, did I learn a few lessons there. And then every morning, singing is a way of just starting my day. So, thank you for all you've done to keep me, I mean, I don't think I could have done this without a group like you, so I just want to thank you deeply for all you've done for me and my family. So, thank you. With that, I was hoping you could all give a warm welcome to Mari for getting here from Tokyo. And you don't have to say anything, Mari, but if you could just stand so we could give you a big hello. She's going to be doing her presentation, I think, in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So she's getting ready for that. We're hopeful that we can have as many of you over so that you can enjoy some of Mari's cooking and just to be with her and have conversation. We're talking a lot about the Elvis explosion and about how Elvis, we've got to definitely do that. And I don't know if there's anyone else here who's a big Elvis fan, but anyone who wants to come for one of the Elvis nights in September for the impersonators, we think Mari really might benefit from knowing more about Elvis. So we'd love to definitely partner with whoever's interested. So for sure. Thanks.
And can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I sent Mari a listing of local restaurants as well. And I asked her to select a few restaurants, so I will be posting her selections. So that way we can schedule some meet and eat time so that you can take Mari out to dinner. And then even though Larry and Missy really enjoy cooking and having Mari around, that gives Larry and Missy a little bit of a break as well from having a student with them. So I'll be posting that and asking for signups for who wants to take Mari out to dinner at wherever restaurant she picked. And she was very excited to try different foods. So I sent her all sorts of different types of restaurants too.
Thank you, Laura. I know we're gonna go over a few minutes, and I'm sorry, but I think all the vocationals tonight were great. So, really quickly, Larry, are there any questions for Larry? I think we kind of skipped over that. If you're open to having questions.
I got two.
Yeah.
Did you get a Larry Best t-shirt?
I did not, because my wife, I have so many t-shirts. from other
Yes.
places. You know, I have to earn it. I guess I have to go.
And did you sleep in a tent?
We slept in a tent and our neighbors were up till 5 in the morning every morning. And when Missy went out of the tent to say, hey, guys, it's 4 in the morning, could you? They were like, this is our tradition, lady. We just do this. And I realized then that I was in very deep and I was probably not prepared for how I needed to be able to stay up a lot later than I did. But Mari did great. She was amazing and she's learning how to dance to bluegrass music and Irish music. So she's really been.
The tent gives you that experience of hearing music all night long.
Yes, it definitely did. I learned a lot about myself.
Any other questions online or in person? Okay, great, thank you. And thank you, Colin, for providing us your history and stuff. It's great that you joined us. Margarita, you too, you bring a lot of life to our club, so good. And then Larry, thank you. I know you've done, this is your second youth exchange student. I know Hagen, I think it was cut short, but you've given a lot to our club too. I know you can't always be here, but you've done a lot, especially for the youth committee and stuff like that. So we're so glad that you're part of us. And you're 43 years in Rotary, I read somewhere along the line. Is that right?
No.
It's been a long
I've been
time.
connected to Rotary.
Okay.
Not always a member until I got here.
I wonder, I don't know, there's one, you came up as the anniversary and I thought it's been 43 years, but maybe I looked at the wrong thing. So I was gonna say congratulations. All right, never mind. Excuse me on that. All right, really quickly, I just wanted to list all of the upcoming committee meetings we have. Membership is right after this, so feel free to hang around, even if you haven't joined a meeting before, you're welcome to join any of these committees. All of the contacts are here, so feel free to reach out to the chairs if you ever want to join, or check it out. They are all great, so they have a lot of fun and unique things happening. Our next meeting is in 3 weeks, so next week is a 5th Tuesday of the month, so we are not meeting. We'll have the first Tuesday, second Tuesday is when we meet, so September 13th, you will be here, Mari will be presenting. So we're excited for that, it'd be really great if people can come and join for that. And like Larry said, they are welcome to having you guys over there, or if there's, we want to get together with Mari, I think. Laura, you put her phone number out on Facebook. If I remember correctly, or.
Yes, I did, but
somewhere.
if anybody needs it, Lisa for sure has it, and Mari has her phone with her, so she could also get it to you.
Yeah, so she has a phone, you can text her. Set that up. All right, last thing we have. Do we stand?
Yes.
Everybody stand. Wow, last time. All right, of all the things we think we can do. Is it all right. I don't think we're corrected, so. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you all for participating online. It's nice to see your faces.
Hi.
It's just a matter of.
But I haven't done nothing.
Got it.
I've done.
Yeah. I think.
I want everything on that list, you know, I didn't mean to say like, do some of it, I was like.